welcome to our very first Member Series Monday. I'm excited to kick off this season. As you guys know, we're going to be bringing a lot of members here, and we're just going to talk about real life. And I'm excited to start our very first Member Series Monday with our member here, Lauren Davis. She's been with us since 2022, and we're just going to kind of walk her burn journey, and we're just going to talk all things real. So Lauren, thank you so much for being here. I know it's a lot of extra time, so I appreciate you being here.
Happy to be here, Deepa.
Awesome. So let's get started. Walk us through the journey of how you found Burn and why you decided to choose Burn Bootcamp and what that's been like for you.
Okay. So I started here in 2022, like you mentioned, and I would say probably 6 to 9 months before that, I just had this realization that it was time to get committed to my health and re-engage in that. I had yo-yoed and been up and down kind of my whole life, to be honest, but I had hit a point where it was really time to admit that change needed to happen, and got myself re-engaged. And we can talk about weight loss maybe down the road, but got some weight loss happening, and then decided weight training needed to happen. And I stumbled across Burn so randomly, not really sure how exactly that happened, but I decided to come give it a go, and I was hooked from day one. Hooked.
What was the thing that hooked you?
It felt right. I came in, I walked in the doors, and I don't know, people might think it's cheesy, but those high fives, there's something about them.
Yeah, so I love it.
I love it. As I walked in the door, and I was there.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about before Burn, right? I know you mentioned it's been a struggle, right? I think a lot of people who go to Burn as well, still, including myself, we still struggle, right? Struggle's not over. What did that look like? Did you have that? Can you elaborate on that aha moment that you had, that you knew that change needed to be made? And why was that change so essential to make?
You bet. So I'm a mom of 4. My youngest at that time was 2. I was homeschooling 3 older kids and chasing around a 2-year-old. Each kid that I had bounced back and gotten myself healthy again, but I can't even blame gaining weight on having babies. It wasn't even only that. There was a lot of health things and just life choices that I hadn't taken care of myself. And I had this realization that, to be completely honest, that God gave me this body and I was not being a good steward of it, that I wasn't taking care of it. I didn't have energy for my kids. I was tired, and I knew better. I could be better. So it was time to do that. So I re-engaged at the gym, like I said, that I loved, and that was great. It was so motivational to get back, but I was modifying every burpee. I was modifying every tuck jump, and that's fine. I was there, and it was great, and I loved it. But I knew that I could be more, and I needed to be more. So that led me to try something different and come do the weightlifting. And just the progress that started to happen. And that gets, I don't want to say addictive, but it kind of does. It kind of gets exciting. And prior to joining Burn, I had worked hard enough to lose about 30 pounds. And then since joining Burn, I've lost another 25. So that tells you I had 55 extra pounds I was carrying around. That's why I was tired. That's why I wasn't feeling up to being a great mom. And that's completely changed.
Good. I'm so glad you're crushing it. I watch you not every day. I'm not here 5 o'clock like you guys every single day, but I watch you crushing it. But I know the struggle, just because you came to Burn, you lost 55 pounds, right? I know that wasn't the only struggle. Struggle is still happening with a mom of 4 kids. How do you, because it's really important. One of the things that we want to try to practice here is self-care, but that is probably one of the hardest things that you can ever do. Okay. I can speak for myself running a business. I don't put myself a priority. I just don't. And it sucks. It's not a good feeling, but 45 minutes is not enough for yourself. Obviously, I'm assuming, right? What are other things that you do? Because we're all going through a lot of stuff in life. What do you do for yourself that will help you take care of these 4 little babies that you've got in your life?
That's a great question. Well, one of the things that I had to first decide was that coming to the gym was not selfish. There was a part of me that really felt selfish putting them in the daycare or taking the time when I could be at home with them. And I had to have a mental shift and tell myself that there's nothing selfish about that, because when I come and I work out, I go home a better mom. I go home a happier mom. Those endorphins are real. So I go home much happier, much more ready to tackle the day with them. So the gym is a huge thing in taking care of me. And I've learned that that's not a selfish move. So that's the first thing. I always make time for God. I have learned to incorporate that in ways that it works and that it's going to shift. That's not always going to be something that fits in at a certain time of day. Different phases of my life, different seasons of sports for the kids are going to require different study habits. Right now, I have a 25-minute drive to the gym and a 25-minute drive home. I pray on the way here and I listen to my Bible study on the way home.
Oh,
So
I love that.
gym time for God, and then just friends. I think friends outside of family. Family, I guess goes without saying.
Yep.
I want time with my kids, but I take time to hang out with my friends. I take time to go out with girls, make sure that my husband and I get double dates and individual dates, just he and I. It's parents need to have fun too.
Yeah, I love that. And I think we forget just raising these kids. I love how you mentioned the mom guilt of even just going to the gym, right?
It's real.
It is. And it's crazy that it's only 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of what we're engraved or learned. I don't know what the right word is, but that's kind of what we've been quote unquote told to do. You know, everybody else does it. Like the dads do it, right? Like,
why do we feel bad?
Right. I mean, I feel bad right now. My kids are sitting in there, but I'm like, it is what it is. We shouldn't feel bad, right?
Yeah.
So I'm so proud of you. And I hope people listening to this are also really, because mom, like I said, it's guilt, whether you're missing your sports for your kids or whether you're missing such and such every now and then, I think it's absolutely okay to do that. So what keeps you disciplined? I see you every single day at 5:00. I don't think you've missed camp. And if you do, like, I'm worried. Are you okay? We're worried. What keeps you motivation? I know, like your family, yourself.
Yeah.
What's the discipline you do that if you had to tell people that are struggling right now and they feel that mom guilt, like what keeps you coming every single day? Because 5:00 is not easy. Y'all are troopers at 5 a.m. So how do you do it? I can't do it every single day.
That's a good question. I'm not sure I have a succinct answer. I will say a conversation with one of my sisters, she pointed out one time, pick your heart. And I think that can be attributed to all sorts of different categories in life. So when I'm talking about the gym, pick my heart. Okay, do I want to feel good and be healthy and fit and strong and just get up a little earlier to make that happen? Or do I want to be unhealthy, miserable, out of shape, and not have to get up early? So I think I pick my heart, and my heart is I go to bed early now. I get up every day. There's lots of days that I want to roll over and turn off the alarm, but pick my heart for the day.
I love that. And you choose every single day to pick that heart.
I do.
I love that. Okay. Okay, Lauren, initially I thought you said it was your sister you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said your sister said pick from your heart.
Okay.
Okay, but I know you said pick your heart, and I love that. But I want to go back to what I heard.
Okay.
When you make decisions in life, and this is a super random question, do you make decisions from your heart or do you make decisions from your gut? Because I always hear these saying, listen to your gut. Because my gut says something else and my heart says something else most of the times. How do you make that decision? Have you been in a situation where you had to make a decision like that?
Gosh, I got to think about it. What is the difference between the two? What is your gut versus what's your heart? Walk me through your thought process.
Oh my gosh.
There.
So I feel like when I am using my heart, it's all emotions.
Yeah.
Right? It's like emotional based. My gut is more, I feel like.
I know what's right, but.
Yeah, but my heart is telling me no.
Yep.
Like, I don't, that's.
Okay.
I'm here to get that answer from you.
Let's just discover all things.
Correct.
Let's figure it out. So I would say naturally, I'm totally emotionally driven, and it's something I'm working really hard to not be. I think emotions are huge. I think we're given emotions to help us navigate through things. Like it's like an initial reaction to something that can like stop us from doing something that might hurt us or harm us or something. But if we want to be, I don't know, just act more emotionally intelligent, we would go from our gut. So I'm in the process of trying to do that a little bit better.
Okay.
But emotional reactions are definitely is my thing.
Okay.
But I think that there's something to be learned from both sides. I feel like when we act emotionally, that's like our raw passion coming forward. And so there's got to be an element of truth to how we behave when we use those raw emotions, right? So maybe I need to take a step back and act from my gut and figure out what my gut's telling me.
Yeah.
But I can't discount the emotions because
Yeah, because
they're real. They're there.
Everything. Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of both. Maybe I'm trying to be better, a little more mature and figure out that.
Okay, once you figure it out, you're going to have to let us know.
I'll holler at you.
The business that we're in right now, like especially Burn Boot Camp, that is all emotional based business, right? We see every single thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we see over 500 different personalities, 500 different stories. They're all different, yet they're all the same at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I have heard people have these conversations with the other members on the floating floor. So, and then I try to reflect on my real life, be like, hey, if I had to make this decision, whether that's a business decision or a personal decision, oh my gosh, my heart is saying this, but my gut knows that this is not the right decision. And it's always so tricky. So.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about a lot of your weight loss journey. We've talked about you doing strength training. We've kind of talked about a little bit of emotional stuff, mental health, right? What are some of your goals? What does the rest of 2024 look like to you? And going into 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not health goals. We talking more just like lifestyle or life
goal. Okay. Whatever you want to talk to me about.
Because I want to keep coming back to the gym. That's a no-brainer. I want to just keep being awesome.
Talk to me about personal goals.
Okay. Because I feel like I've hit some weight loss goals. I don't have any more except for just, I want to be here. I want to be here every day.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I want to create this in my kids. I want them, now when they fill out their forms about like, what does mom do all day? You know, those fun like Mother's Day things. Now they say she works out. That's cool. That's pretty cool that I didn't used to and now I do, right?
Yes.
So I want to share this. I want my family to grow in the way that I've grown. One thing I haven't said so far, the weight loss has been amazing, awesome. I'm so grateful for it, the energy that's given me, but the other side of it that I don't know that people talk about as much as they should is just the mental gains. I can't really explain. I can't really put into words where I was at that time when I was at my heaviest weight and not feeling good about my life, except for to say that I wasn't good. I wasn't in a good place. So where I'm at now and where I was then,
it's completely different.
Totally different. Totally different. So where do I want to be? What do I want to keep achieving? More of that. I just want to be more. I want to be better. I want to show up for my kids more. I have been a stay-at-home mom I've been married almost 17 years, and I've been a stay-at-home mom for the majority of that. 18 months ago, I went back to work full time. That's a life change. That's why I started coming at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Life change there. So I have some personal goals with that weren't even on my horizon a couple of years ago. Yeah. So definitely have some business goals, some life goals in that area. I'm running a new company. It's not my company, but I'm running it.
I love it.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And I'm just looking forward to big changes that I didn't see for myself.
I love that. I want to go back real quick on the mental health aspect that you had touched. Yes, the weight loss journey and all of that is great. So from my perspective, I firmly believe that what we're doing here is all mental transformation. I firmly believe that if you're mentally strong, you can do a lot of stuff, right? You will hear my trainer say if and when I ever train a camp, I always talk about, hey, what you do in these walls is way more harder than what you do outside of these walls, right? How has that mental transformation from when you were at your heaviest, right? Forget the weight loss. Tell me a little bit about how you were still using that mental strength to go through all the things that you could be going through in life, because everybody's going through things.
Everybody's going through something. That is something I have learned. We all come with a smile on our face, and I'm a firm believer in being a happy person. No matter what's going on in your life, like be happy, put a smile on. Not to be fake, not to be phony, but just to be happy. But I know for a fact, I guarantee everybody in this room has something on their plate, something they're dealing with. So I'm totally like anybody else out there. I've dealt with depression. I've been medicated for depression. I've seen a therapist regularly for years at a time. I've dealt with grief. I've lost a brother. I lost a baby. I've been through really hard marital things. I mean, I'm not saying that this isn't a pity party. I just guarantee you could name probably the majority of those too, or your own list. So for me, the biggest thing that is transformed on this floor is getting through all those things in a healthy way and in a positive way, and knowing that every day I had the strength within me to do whatever was required. I don't believe that there will ever be a day that's just easy. I just don't. I don't think that that's what we're going to face in life. I think there's going to be struggles, but how we get through them is what matters. And the mental toughness that I get in this class propels me to go through those things with a little bit more grit and a little more toughness. I think the classes that we stay in the same spot all class long teach me that I'm the strongest person in the world. Because if I can sit and do,
Camps, not classes. We're not going to make her do burpees on camera, but yes.
You're right. Burpees on camera. That would not be pretty. But I leave here and I'm like, I did that. I did that. And I really believe that it translates to everything else I do in life. I can do that because I did this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Let's hear it.
Obviously I clearly haven't asked you personal questions yet. Are you still on anxiety medication or depression medication? Okay.
I'm not. I was for years though.
Okay. For years. Do you feel like that's helped, like this transformation of yours that's helped you get off of that? Because there's a myth, right? About medications and how something is great to take it. I'm on medication for anxiety right now. And I work out pretty much every single day as well, you know, but it has definitely, I used to be on depression medication. It's taken me off, and like it had a lot to do with me working out here every single day. Have you noticed those changes when it comes to things like that?
I have. I definitely feel like it was a factor. I think we have medicine for a reason. I think that there's great times to use it and there's a purpose behind it. And I needed it at that time in my life. I really needed it. But I also had a goal to not be on it if there ever came a point where I felt like I could. And it came at a time where I was re-engaging back in exercise. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I definitely believe that just being healthy, putting the right foods in my body, getting here and the uplift that I feel walking in those doors, there's something real about that. Now, if you're leaving and you still feel depressed, that doesn't say anything wrong about you, right? Because there's a real thing out there. There's a real, depression is real. But for me, I do feel like absolutely being outside, physical exercise, all of that really contributed to my mental health and my ability to walk away from medication.
I love it. Well, I so appreciate you sharing this. I know it's never easy, but I also know it's very under talked about, these things, right? And that's one of our goals here, is to bring people and just talk real stuff. There's no wrong here. So I so appreciate you sharing your story. Thank you for being here, and keep crushing your goals. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Lauren, you were crushing the game. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next week.